Because she's had smaller solos in the past.
Yeah.
And she did fine. And this one was a huge event, though.
Yeah. And you shared something with her. Oh, man, I can't remember exactly the phrasing or how he talked about it. But it was a coach that you listened to, Steve Chandler. Mm-hmm. And he was talking about his daughter singing and what he shared with her and about like really just kind of like going out there and like letting it out, like just singing from
your soul.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
That's like giving it everything you got and performing as if it was, he said, this is what the advice, performing the song as if it's yours, you know. And he had advised his daughter, or had her watch a show which really lit her up, and I can't remember who the singer was, but it's practicing the song over and over and over again until you own it. And then when performing the song, it's like it's just you and the song.
Yeah.
And
you can hear it when somebody does something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear it in the music. Like it's, if you don't record it, you'll never hear it like that again. Maybe it'll never be exactly the same, because every you might have other moments where you're in the music that way, but it'll probably be different every time.
And it happens. Like he was sharing about how Michael Jordan.
I was going to share something about that. Like kind of like the feeling of that. You know, for somebody like me that feels the way I do about God and spirituality and all those things, these things are, it kind of like brushes up against it where it's hard to explain and people will try. And I will be like, yeah, but I still don't think you know what you're talking about. Like there is no way to put words, kind of like what we were watching today. There is no way to explain what that is like. When somebody sings from what some might say their soul, there's no way to explain like how that happens or what is happening. Like what you were about to say, like Michael Jordan, or when somebody hits that flow state. You might watch somebody doing sports like a running back in the NFL, and it just seems like everything that is happening, he sees it before it happens. Mm-hmm. People try to grab him and he's not there. He makes a freaking spin move and the dude, like, he is just one step above everybody. Michael Jordan did it in fighting where they just can't touch the dude and he's just lighting the other person up. It's just, it's hard to explain when things like that are happening. You know what I mean? And I feel like it all kind of comes from a similar place.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's what people call God.
Yeah.
Or that these things come from God.
It's like when I'm coaching.
Yeah.
I feel that every time I'm in this room and I'm coaching a client, I'm working in that space.
But these things that people would say that come from God, right? They don't just happen to anybody. Because you don't have somebody that doesn't sing at all that all of a sudden belts out a one-of-a-kind performance. You don't have somebody that doesn't know how to fight that all of a sudden gets into this flow state in a fight where they just do this. You don't have somebody that doesn't play basketball that can get into that. It only happens to people that are experts in this stuff. They are such experts in it that it becomes their thing. You know what I mean? Because that flow state probably would happen to Whitney Houston. Like just being in a song.
Well, we're talking about two different,
I don't think so.
Because she was a gifted singer. Michael Jordan was a gifted player. There's nobody like Michael Jordan. There's nobody like Whitney Houston. There's nobody like Mariah Carey.
But these things aren't going to happen to the average person.
I feel like I'm average. And the way I coach is
I'm not saying like you're like average, but I'm saying these people are people who don't just get by. Like, okay, you have hit what you would say kind of like a flow state when you're coaching somebody.
all the time when I'm with my clients.
All the time. What did it take for you to be able to get to that point? If you didn't focus on that, if you never learned more about it, if you just kind of like, yeah, I'm kind of good with people. You know what I mean? Michael Jordan didn't just sit around. He shot jump shots. Whitney Houston, I'm sure she sang and practiced singing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're good with people, but it's not like, yeah, I'm good with people and that's it. No, you got books in front of you. You study. So it happens to you. You can hit these things because you do these things. Mm-hmm. That's the only way you'll ever get to those things. I don't think every basketball player in the NBA will hit those type of states, but there are certain ones that will. Kobe Bryant did. Michael Jordan did. You know, there's a few players that every once in a while it's just like, what the fuck is happening right now?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is when you hear somebody just sing a song, and then when you hear somebody sing a song that almost makes you cry or does make you cry. Right. That is different.
Right.